Hey y'all, come on in. Set a spell. Getting ready for the garden. On the back of every single seed packet, you're going to see a sowing depth. Now that's the depth you actually plant it in the ground, but you want to start that plant out with that exact depth. Now you can go down to the big box store and you can pay, I want to say they're like $11 for what they call a seed spotter, seed starter. All it literally does is go in the dirt and make you a hole. And they have measurements on the side. I made one out of a scrap piece of lumber. Try to find center as best you can. Go down each side, just like that. Cut it out. Take your tape measure up the side. We got 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1 inch. Yes, they're upside down, so when you turn it like this, you can see it. Now, another little hack for you. Inexpensive kitty litter tray. Why? This and the kitty litter tray, unless you get the ones that are already filled, and I did not, you're going to fill it with dirt. I'm doing it in the house. We live in Florida. It's 6,000 degrees outside. I don't want to melt. Another chop saw. Old, well, that coffee you're drinking every morning, because no good morning ever started with a cup of water. Chop saw. There's already a line on that can for you. Little indentation, follow it straight down. That is like a $27 scoop. All I'm doing is shaking dirt into the tray. We're going to repeat this several times. Now some people fill them up and they only do their trays as deep as the depth that they need. Then they put their seeds in. I like to fill the trays up. Use my depth setter, set the seeds, and then you're good to go. You can use high quality seed starter mix. You can use potting mix, which is what I'm using. Here's a little secret for you from years of being in the trade at a big box store. The same stuff that's in the seed starting mix is the same stuff in the potting mix. A lot of people say, what's that white stuff in there? That is called perlite. All that does is help retain moisture. If you ever notice, there's little balls. That right there, a little bitty round ball, that's your fertilizer. Look on the back of that bag you're paying $13, $14, $15 for. Walk down and find the cheap stuff. It's going to be the same exact amount. Same everything. Different stores sell different types of cow manures. Cheap cow manure is the same cow manure that you're going to have. Yes, that's kids. We do live in a house with kids. Yeah, you're going to hear that from time to time on this channel. We're not going to act like life is perfect like you see on some of these channels, because guess what? Kids argue. If your kids don't argue, God bless you. I want to know what your secret is. I don't pack it down too deep. I just get them all filled. Then, give it a little shake. All that extra dirt that's in there. Didn't go on the table, didn't go on the ground, and I ain't got to mess with it. Keeps mama happy. Now, if you're going to set it, there's your depth setter. Just going to work it down like that. Perfect hole. Right there. Can you see it? I'll get you another one. I'm going to set them 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. And again, I didn't use high quality potting mix because guess what? My ground, your ground, God's ground is not going to be perfect. It's going to have a rock in it. It's going to have some topsoil. It's going to have a leftover toy that I ran over with the lawnmower. You all know what I'm talking about, right? I can't be the only one that's ever done that. Depth setter, 1/2 inch. Straight down to the 1/2 inch mark. Straight down to the 1/2 inch mark. Straight down to the 1/2 inch mark. Repeat that over and over. I got them all ready, and as you can see, if you just stick it right in there, twirl it a little bit, gives you the exact perfect little area, of course, when it's not on its side. Now when you got it ready, these are all at 1/2 inch. If you look what I was talking about here on the back of your seeds, it's going to tell you a sow depth of 1/2 inch. Other one's going to tell you 1 inch and 1/4 inches and so forth. Now, I just go down to about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and that's what I sow them all at. I'm not sow. That's what I start them all at. Now, what we're doing is germinating these seeds, and we're going to germinate the seeds in the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some seeds in here, and I got to remember what I put in here. So you'll see me, basically I'll split it down the middle, right? And I'm going to have 6 here, 6 here, and 6 here, right? So 18 on this side, 18 on that side of whatever I'm planting. So let's say I'm doing tomatoes, which is what I'm going to be doing. Now the tomato tray is going to be nothing but tomatoes. This whole tray, all tomatoes. Now I'm going to put 2 to 4 seeds per little plant square there. Now they got to have 4 to 6 leaves on them before you can even put them outside. I like a beefsteak tomato. The good thing with them is they'll cover the whole entire sandwich. That fried bologna sandwich. They are very super tiny seeds. You can see them there. Very little seeds. So we're just going to drop 1, 2, 3. And the hard part is it is hard to drop only 2 or 3 in there. So what I do is just kind of take my fingers and I work them together and I watch how many drop in there. Tomato seeds are so small that if you drop too many, well, you've just dropped too many. That's all there is to it. You ain't going to dig them out of that soil. You just drop you 2 or 3 in each hole. Each and every hole. A lot more seeds in these packs than others. That's that Southern Charm. I had never heard of that brand before, but like I said, I live in Florida, so I wanted to use something that was made for southern sowing, because it ain't nothing like growing a garden up north. You don't have like the frost that you have up north, but then again, you also don't have that cold season that you got to wait on, or that cold snap, unless you're way up in North Florida, like up in Madison. I say Madison particularly because we took a camping trip and went up there, and I'm telling you, that was cold. We still got some left. The last seed that I had, it took 1 pack for 1 flat. So now what we're going to do is take our dirt that we have left in our handy dandy scooper that we made, and we're just going to lay it right on top of those seeds. Kind of push down. This is the point where you're going to make sure they're in there good. I'm just going to repeat that with every single one of these. I'm not pushing that in hard, I'm just scraping it right across the top to where it just barely falls in there. fills up that hole. And then we're going to take our fancy $10 tool, for free to me, make our little divots. Some people start their seeds straight out in the garden. It's the way my great-grandfather done it. It's the way my dad done it. I have just found better luck with starting it inside and moving my plants outside. It's everybody for their own though. Some people may say, well, this is too time consuming, or I don't want to do it like that. Well, you don't have to. I'm just sharing with you the way that we do it here at Not Enough Acres. Just in case you're wondering or want to know, or maybe I can share something with you, a little secret. Maybe in the comments down below you can share a secret with me. You know, we'll both learn from each other. I feel like that the more people you have involved in something, the more voices that you hear. You know, if you're open-minded to things and learning, you can learn a lot. Now again, 2 or 3 seeds per hole. Now don't worry about if all of these germinate, because guess what? You can separate them. Oh, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it can be done. If you don't like doing it with your fingers, take your seeds, pop them out on another seed packet. And you just take 2 or 3 at a time that you can see are already together. Push them over to the side. And there you go. They are in there. Do like me and forget what hole you done, what hole you didn't do, you gotta pull this thing closer where you can see. I'm a firm believer in it don't matter if you got 100 acres, if you got 10 acres, if you got 5 acres, if you got 1/4 of an acre, you got 1/8 of an acre. It is what you make with it and what you do with it. So is life. Life is the exact same way. Wake up grumpy every day, or you can be happy. That's a choice a lot of people make when they leave the house. I myself refuse to be grumpy. Now, there was a time that I was grumpy, but not no more. Alright, now, got a little bit of dirt left in here. I haven't done nothing except for pushing a little bit of the seeds that may have been on the side down in that hole just a little bit more. All I'm doing is pushing dirt, putting a little bit of a mound, pushing it around. I'm not really packing it in there, more or less just kind of pushing it down. I wouldn't say it's a pack though, because you want that soil kind of loose, because those seeds got to take root and then they got to sprout through it. At big box stores you can also get you know, seed starters that are round pieces. They kind of look like almost like a miniature hockey puck, and they're in trays like this with the tops and all. Nothing wrong with those if you want to use those. A little bit of water, they expand, boom. You start putting your seeds in. Again, that on top just so I know what's in there. Now I've got way more seeds here, in case you've noticed, than what I'm going to be putting in these trays. So the tomatoes are going to be in just about all of this tray. Cauliflower. The watermelon plants I'm actually going to plant directly in the ground, along with the cantaloupe. I got a couple different varieties of watermelons. I got the Charleston Gray, cantaloupe, which are heart of gold, and then I got watermelon Sugar Baby. Now I was looking, some of the seed packages I got were Southern Charm. These were hanging over on the back side of the garden department at Walmart. They're 50 cents a pack versus $1.44 a pack. I look on the back and I see no difference. Now I know there's a big controversy right now going on with American Seed. American Seed has been a quality seed company since 1807. There's nothing wrong with American Seeds. I know that there was a big thing going all over TikTok and the internet about don't use American Seeds. Well, they're not bad seeds. American Seeds are the same exact seeds that my grandfather used, and there's nothing wrong with them. I haven't tried dollarseeds.com. I plan on trying that next season or later on this year. I'm going to order some stuff from them and see how they are. But the watermelon Sugar Baby, Hearts of Gold Cantaloupe, and watermelon are most likely all going to get started just in the ground. There's no real reason to do a watermelon seed started like this, because you can spit watermelon seeds out in your front yard and don't mow it and you're going to have a watermelon plant. I ain't going to tell you how I know that, but it does happen. Same process, just repeated. Almost forgot my tray. Why didn't y'all say something? Decided to go ahead and fill the trays up and get that part over with. That's why I like this old, I think it was $1.98, $2.98 at Walmart. It wasn't much. Maybe you remember how much it was? Yeah. It was not much. That way you can just dump it. If it falls off, it falls off. If you put too much, well, you just let it fall off the edge, and then when you're done, you just pick the whole thing up and dump it right back in your bag. It does eliminate some of the mess, not all of it. I find that spinning this is the secret to getting this to work. What it does, kind of spreads the dirt up on the sides. Get you a nice hole to put them seeds in. That was me showing my wife where the garlic toast was. She's getting her dinner ready. With my eyes secretive. I do want to start my cucumbers in one of these only because I want to make sure they're growing. And we have an invasive plant in our yard that is trying to take over the fence line, and I don't really like using too much pesticides, so I ain't put nothing much on it, but I'm going to have to do something because it's trying to take over the backyard. And it's like a vine. It's a very strange thing, and I killed it, mowed it all the way back, and it's still trying to come back. So I hope the plants grow like that, and the vegetables in the garden. That'd be awesome. They grew just as good as that vine does out there. A few weeks back I planted some potato plants. And they're doing really well. Again, 2 or 3. It don't really matter what you're planting. It'll tell you on the back of your package there, 2 or 3 seeds per little seed starting thing. If you don't know how to plant seeds, or you don't know how to get started with a garden, ask a neighbor. Write in the comments. Ask me. I'll answer the questions the best I can. If I don't have an answer, I'll try to figure it out for you. Ain't as many of these as there was the other seeds. I can tell you that much. I ain't doubled up one hole, and there ain't that many seeds in this pack. Dirt on top, a little right in the middle, and just work it out. Tried various types of gardening. Florida's a new gardening area for me. I've had some success, lots of failure, but that is life. Don't ever give up. Oh, I got it right here. Ain't laid it over there yet. But I'm telling you, this right here, this thing really is you can even use it in the ground. You know, if you plant directly in the ground, make you one of these. Tell you another secret. If you plant directly in the ground and you do it in rows, you know, like that, they come up in a row, you can take a PVC pipe, 3/4 inch PVC pipe, and you never got to bend over. Take that pipe, stick it down, drop your seed down, cut the exact height you want to be. Boop, 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 2 foot apart, doop, 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 all the way down the row. 2 or 3 seeds, boom, bury it in. Only problem with Florida is, and the reason I like to plant them in here, because I'll wait till they're getting pretty big and tall. We'll do follow-up videos on it, because plants burn quickly in Florida. Plus I ain't quite got the ground ready for the garden yet. And yes, I know you can comment down below, we are getting a late start. I do know that. But I figure with the right amount of water, we'll be alright. And I know you heard her say that. First thing I started, it burned on us. That's why these trays look a little funky, because they got awful hot. We had a couple of cold days and I put them on the back porch and that wasn't a good idea. Burnt straight through them. I'm excited to see what the Grand Bell Mix is by Southern Charm. Them are some pretty interesting looking bell peppers. I also have some bell peppers that I took, seeds that I took directly out of bell peppers. I'm going to scatter them around. I'm going to scatter them around in the garden. They're dried out and just ready. Different places where we might have a need for them. Now you can see they're identical. Absolutely identical to what's in this package. I have been told, I don't know if it's true, that a black seed like that will not germinate. If I can hold it up and not drop it. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. The black seed like that, you can put one regular next to it. If you can see that regular one right there, that's the black one. You'll notice I went through and actually picked out every single black seed in this pack that I dried out myself. Some people actually germinate their plants by putting them in a paper towel. I'm sure everybody has seen that on TikTok or Facebook or one of the other places where they put different seeds into a paper towel and put it in a windowsill. That will work. But I ain't got a window seat big enough for all of this. And again, just like last time, I only do 3 seeds per hole on bell peppers because they're a pretty hardy plant. If you keep bell peppers watered, they will grow. I've noticed in Florida they will grow just about all the time. June, July is the hottest. That's where you really got to water. Make sure you're watering every single day, morning and night. We're going to put us a little bit of a sprinkler system in. Nothing fancy, just something simple. Make sure that we're getting enough water on everything. But that is the basics to starting it, planting it. I'm going to do a couple follow-up videos and show you how it went, progressive along, and what it's looking like. Y'all have a good day.